So hi there, everybody. I'm Danny from the Honey Pop, and today we are here with Blayne Smith of Banger to talk a little bit about the new series, Heavy Metal Hitchhiker. First of all, we would just want to say thank you for coming out. Awesome opportunity for us. And we just want to get started. Could you tell us a little bit about your role at Banger?
I am I do a lot of things at Banger. I don't know if you've interviewed a lot of comedians in the past, but once
Nope.
you let a comedian in somewhere, we really sink our hooks in. But my main role at Banger is I'm a writer and host on their YouTube channel.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. And so you usually do a little bit of reviews, right?
Yeah. We kind of try and highlight and spotlight and feature as much cool metal music
Very
as we
awesome.
can over on the channel.
Honestly, it's really awesome to have this opportunity because we usually are on the pop side of things. So me I'm not a huge metal fan, but I am more into the alternative. So it's really exciting to get to talk to somebody that kind of knows what I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
So the series on Banger is again a little bit different from what you usually do, which is mostly the reviews. You're a co-writer for the show. Can you tell us where the idea for the show came from?
The idea for the show, which is about a man trying to become a roadie for his favorite band by hitchhiking across Canada to get a guitar to them, came a little bit out of just my kind of early days as a stand-up comedian, where I did a little bit of hitchhiking to get me to some gigs.
Well, now, of course, I'm going to have to ask, can you tell us about your best hitchhiking story?
There was a couple that really kind of stuck with me. One of the best ones is technically hitchhiking isn't illegal, but you're not allowed to like walk on the side of a highway, so
Right.
it becomes kind of challenging to pick up the rides. And on my way to Ottawa, I got picked up by a police officer.
Oh God.
But it was thank God it was a female police officer. So she
Okay.
was significantly nicer than I imagined a male police officer would have been with me.
Oh yeah.
But she was like, all right, well, you can't do this, so I've got to take you to the next exit. And it was like, so technically I'm hitchhiking with you.
You're actually
Technically you're
letting
giving me a ride.
me.
You're not taking me backwards, you're taking me towards my destination.
That's awesome.
This counts as a win for me.
Right. So yeah, that is a great story because honestly, hitchhiking would scare the shit out of me. So you got
Yeah.
a nice person. Have you ever had a
Well,
negative experience though?
I didn't really have any negative experiences because I mean there's basically two ways for hitchhiking. There's two fears people have with hitchhiking, right? Is one, they're gonna get picked up by someone that's gonna murder them, or
Yeah.
two, they're gonna pick up someone and then the hitchhiker's gonna murder them.
Right.
I fall more into the looking like the hitchhiker's gonna murder you camp. So
And you're
anyone that's
still
picking me
alive.
up, yeah, anyone that's picking me up is I'm not worried so much
It's
about
more of
them
a
as they
concern
are
for
about
them.
me.
That's awesome. Have you ever had any dreams of being a roadie yourself, or was that just something that came along in the skit?
Roadie always seems like it's got that kind of like blue collar charm to it, where
Right.
but when you play music at a low level, you kind of wind up being your own roadie as well.
Yeah.
So you definitely kind of already empathize with them more. You kind of get more of the roadie experience when you play in a small band than you do the rock star experience. So you
Totally
kind of wind
true.
up being a roadie.
Absolutely. So if you were to become a roadie for like a bigger band, who would be your ideal metal band that you would roadie for?
I don't know if they have roadies, but my favorite metal band is a Norwegian black metal band called Dark Throne. And
Okay.
one of the best parts about it is there's only two guys in the band, so it would be less work.
you wouldn't be experiencing those super heavy instruments and all those things.
Yeah.
That would be a lot better, honestly. And like you said, I don't think I've ever really seen a roadie in real life before, so I don't know if they exist. So when you were creating the different characters within the series, did you have like a list of certain people that you wanted to run into, or was it more of an in the moment thing?
Well, there was definitely kind of like a desire when writing it to be like, okay, well, there's a couple little jokes we need to do. There's certainly a couple of kind of characters we need, and and just some of it just came up from just being like really dumb. Like I was just back and forth being like, well, what could be the dumbest thing you could get picked up by? I don't know, a driver's ed instructor. That would be a really stupid situation.
Honestly, yeah, that was pretty exciting, and I was like, did not see that one coming. So that was great. Did you happen to use any of your own hitchhiking experiences in the series?
Well, I don't want to say too much, because then someone could be watching and be like, "Hey, wait a minute, where's my money?" That was
True.
That was me. But definitely when we were writing it, a lot of it was coming up from just me being like, "Okay, well, how do I quickly adapt something like this into the kind of guy that you're gonna wind up in the car with?" I mean, the whole desire to have a character that was really into nu metal came from, you do wind up in some awkward situations where, if you get into a car with someone, whatever their music is playing, you got to pretend it's awesome. Yep. You can't be like, "Hey, can I change the radio station?"
Not really into this band. Can we put a different one on? Yeah, I would never. And then how did you guys recruit the people within the series? I noticed that there's definitely a TikToker I'm familiar with in this series. So how did you guys kind of pick those people to kind of evolve into those characters you wanted?
Well, there was the start of the series when we were kind of pitching the idea. Garrett Jameson, the guy who's the star, is just couldn't possibly be a more perfect human being for it. He's a fantastic comedian. He looks like a roadie. He sounds like a roadie. He's done stand-up comedy opening for heavy metal bands on the road. So he was just a shoo-in, absolutely. And then, like I said, comedians, we're cockroaches. Once you let one of us in, you can't get rid of us, and we multiply. So Jay Dorena is a good friend, and it was oh well, we have to. I'm absolutely getting at least one friend into here as well.
Love that. I love him. I think his TikToks are hilarious, but so I was excited to see him, and I literally had to like go to TikTok and be like, "That's him. I know it's
him." Yeah. He's been a friend for years. We've been doing comedy in Toronto together for years, and he is just one of those people hilarious. That's just just the instant put him in a room and there's just a radius of party happening around him. Yes. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's laughing.
It was awesome. He definitely nails his character, and Mitch, he's like the perfect character for it. So that definitely worked out for you guys. And now, which of your characters were your favorite? Like, which episode was your favorite?
I mean, a bit. The reason I wrote myself into the role was the episode that I am in was kind of, it had a couple of different iterations throughout writing it, but there was always a desire to have like me just play a character whose favorite band is a band that is absolutely not my favorite band.
So, the question I'm going to ask next is, what's your deal with Limp Bizkit?
Well, it's just Limp Bizkit. I'm a 34-year-old man. I was that perfect crosshair when Limp Bizkit got big. That I absolutely had Limp Bizkit CDs, and I went and saw Limp Bizkit in concert and did the whole thing. Yeah. And then as I got older, obviously, I stopped liking Limp Bizkit because, as you do. But there's still been this like perverse fascination with Fred Durst, because his whole his life has morphed into the weird, like a very weird, not what you'd expect. You're like, oh, he's going to be a rock star. He's either going to keep making music, or he's going to
live that life.
Or
Yeah.
something. But then when like he's a film director now, and he made a movie with John Travolta called Fanatic, and John Travolta plays
No way.
an obsessive fan that. I mean, I don't know whether it was in the script notes or whether it was John Travolta's thing to play him with a mental handicap, but it doesn't. Fred Durst is not the man to direct that.
It's not good.
It's not an Oscar-worthy performance.
Is he also like really a vegan? Is that true as well?
Yeah, yeah, he's a vegan, which is like super weird. Just a lot of Fred Durst is just a comedy well that just never runs dry.
Yeah. I mean, I was never like a huge Limp Bizkit fan, but like, you genuinely like the music, but I did not expect him to end up that way either. So that's insane. I'm definitely going to go look up that movie now because
it's very strange. I mean, I wouldn't suggest watching the full movie, but definitely watch the trailer. And the peculiar thing is when it was coming out, John Travolta said in an interview, he was like, working with Fred Durst as a director has been the best experience of working with a director in my career.
Oh my God.
And you're like, this isn't some C-list actor saying this. This is John Travolta.
That is so insane. Like I can't even wrap my head around that, honestly. So as far as the other bands mentioned in the series, how did you go about picking those bands?
So a lot of the bands that wind up in the series are, just straight up, you like to represent your friends. So
yeah,
it was a great opportunity to just be like, well, if we've got to talk about bands, let's just talk about the bands that we would be talking about anyways. So, one of the great things that made Garrett so perfect for that is he grew up with Ken Mode and toured opening for Ken Mode. So okay, Ken Mode's got to go in. Just guys I've reviewed on the channel and then emailed with and just thought they were awesome, fun guys. So then okay, Hell Ripper goes in and ripped to shreds, and it's just really that thing where.
Just you want it. Yep.
You want the people you like to succeed.
Absolutely.
You want your friends to succeed.
Totally respect that. And then of course, wrapping up with this question, can we potentially look forward to another series of Heavy Metal Hitchhiker?
Well, I mean, we'd absolutely love to do it. That just kind of comes down to, one of the great things about what we do at Banger TV is our whole thing is, we don't have advertisers. We don't have, any real oversight. Right? we make what we want, and if people like it, we make more of it. So as long as people like it and want more of it, we just like giving people what they like.
I love that. We're like that over at the Honey Pop as well. So we are just man-made working for our goal too. So we would love to see more of it. We love to support people that we like to. And if you do potentially get to do that series, what do you think would be Mitch's next kind of adventure?
I think probably, because you've got to have them upgrade, but then you have to immediately have them downgrade.
Yeah.
I think what would be a great idea for season 2 is that, he finally becomes a roadie with his dream band, and he gets left behind on the first stop of tour, and he has to catch up with the band before anyone notices that he's gone.
I love it. I love it. And I love the whole series. I hope to see more of it for sure.
Well, thanks so much.
Of course. And thank you for giving us your time. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you guys again soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Do you have anything else you want to add for us?
Just check out Banger TV and check out me. Google metal comedy put it in any search bar, and I'm going to come up wherever you are.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you again soon.
For sure.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.